Today, we're really diving into what looks like a seriously competitive space, the 2025 real estate market. We're looking at the source, Winning Listings in a Low Inventory Market 2025 guide, and it paints a picture, doesn't it? Buyers scrambling, homeowners staying put. So our mission really is to pull out the key strategies for agents. How do you actually win listings consistently in this kind of environment?
Yeah, and what's interesting is how the guide sets up the problem, but then immediately pivots. It's all about solutions,
Yeah.
moving away from just reacting, to proactively becoming that trusted local expert.
Yeah.
This deep dive, it's basically a playbook for adapting and frankly growing when things get tough.
Okay, so for agents listening, maybe feeling that pressure, where do they even begin? How do you find listings when they seem so scarce?
Well, the guide highlights a few really strong approaches. First up is what it calls hyperlocal farming. And that's both digital and physical. Think really targeted ads, maybe on social media, focusing on a tiny area. Or direct mail that shouts about your whims, like, sold this house on Maple Street in just 7 days, 12% over asking. That kind of specific proof.
Right, tangible results for that specific neighborhood.
Exactly. The core idea, especially now, is that consistency creates familiarity. And, well, familiarity builds trust. You have to be the name they think of.
That makes sense. Be top of mind. But lots of agents are trying that hyperlocal thing, right? How do you really stand out?
That's a good question, and it leads right into the next point. Digging for those hidden opportunities, listings that aren't just sitting there on the MLS.
Hidden opportunities, like what exactly? Are we talking about just door knocking?
Yeah. No, not necessarily just cold outreach. It's more about finding people who might need help. Think expired listings. Those owners are probably frustrated, right? Or FSBOs, for sale by owner. Often they start out thinking they can save money, but then it gets complicated. And even pre-foreclosures. This is where an agent can be a real problem solver, stepping in before things get worse.
Okay, so it's less about a hard sell and more about offering a solution.
Precisely. The guide really stresses empathy first. Offer help, offer guidance, be a resource.
I like that. And then there's this idea of offering equity checkups. That sounds potentially useful, but maybe a bit salesy. How does that work effectively?
This one's clever because it tackles why homeowners aren't selling. Many just don't realize how much equity they're sitting on. So you frame it as a free financial checkup for their home. No strings attached. Show them, like, hey, your home gained, say, $62,000 in equity in the past 2 years. Here are some options it opens up. It's not pushy. It's informational. And often seeing those numbers is the spark they need to even consider moving.
Right, it turns an abstract idea into concrete potential. Okay, so you find a potential lead, maybe through an equity checkup. Speed matters then, yeah. The guide talks about tech and AI.
Absolutely. Speed is critical. The guide emphasizes harnessing AI and technology. This is where you get that edge. Think AI-powered scripts for instant follow-up. The stat they mention is pretty staggering. Agents responding in under 5 minutes, they're apparently 80% more likely to convert.
80%, wow.
Yeah, huge. And it's not just response times. It's things like virtual staging, making properties look amazing online. Plus, predictive analytics, tools that can actually suggest which homeowners in your farm area might be thinking about selling in the next, say, 6-12 months.
Okay, so tech isn't just automation, it's actually helping you be more strategic, almost predict the future a little bit?
Sort of, yeah. It's about working smarter and faster, getting ahead of the curve.
Got it. So beyond the direct outreach, the tech sounds like relationships and authority are still really important.
Oh, fundamentally, this all ties back to becoming the go-to expert. The guide calls it building community authority. That can mean running workshops, maybe on home equity, maybe on downsizing, creating local video content that offers real value, not just sales talk.
Being genuinely helpful in the community.
Exactly. And strengthening your past client and referral system. Think appreciation events, personalized updates. Keep those relationships warm.
And finally, tapping into off-market and luxury listings. This means networking, talking to attorneys, financial planners, people who know things before they become public. Showing you have an exclusive buyer database helps too. It positions you as someone with inside access, deep local connections.
Right, the agent who knows things others don't. Okay, we've covered a ton here. For everyone listening, what's the biggest takeaway from this deep dive into 2025? I think the guide makes it really clear. Winning in this kind of market isn't about being the loudest. It's not just luck. It's about being the most trusted, the most visible, and honestly, the most prepared agent out there. It's that mix, hyper-local focus, using tech smartly, and really valuing those human relationships.
And as the source wraps up, it poses a great question. In tough markets, some agents pull back, others adapt and find ways to grow. So the real question for you is, which agent will you be? Will you be the one who adapts, innovates, and ultimately dominates? Something to definitely think about.